Thank you everyone for joining. We're really excited to be together tonight. I'm Ginger Gardner. I'm a GYN oncologist out of New York. I'm the chair for the Foundation for Women's Cancer and just really want to extend a warm welcome. Excited that we're here today to really have our kickoff team lead call for Move4Her. And our goal this evening is to empower and inspire our current and our future Move4Her team leads as we kickstart our fundraising efforts for this year, and really so that we can build on the passionate and the impactful community that we are and that we are growing. So welcome and congratulations for joining and being part of this important movement together. So for tonight, our time together, I know is going to go super quick, but just to orient us, after a quick welcome and overview of what Move4Her is, we're going to introduce Jess Schaefer, and she's going to get us moving. After all, this is a movement campaign. So we're going to get the juices flowing with a few minutes of inspirational movement and really help to center us for our time together ahead. We're going to review some of the event highlights from our 2023 Move4Her activities. We're going to look at the impact of the Foundation for Women's Cancer and Move4Her and the work that we push forward for women, women's cancers, and the GYN cancer community. And then we're going to hear from a couple of celebrated 2023 team leads, Eric Diaz-Roya and Jenna Pettinato. We are so excited that you're here with us as a couple of our really superstar team leads from 2023 to share with us some lessons learned from their experiences in leading local teams. And then we're going to walk through a toolkit of resources and capabilities that might be helpful for your team, or if you're looking to sort of recruit a friend or a neighbor to build their own team. So there's a lot of resources in the newly polished 2024 toolkit that we're excited to share. And then we'll open the floor to all of you. Q&A, share what's on your mind. What can we do to help support you? What do we need to do to build this out together? And then we'll wrap up with a couple of items looking ahead, and just thank you again for being with us. So I'll just give you the next slide. A couple of key banner moments about Move4Her, and just one, programming note. We are recording this, so all the content tonight will be available. It'll be distributed back to you. So if you miss a topic or a key point or want to take note of something, it'll be back to you in an email, as well as online and through that email that you can share with others that may want to build their own team or help in our purpose together. So this is being recorded. So for Move4Her, really this is our signature platform for the Foundation for Women's Cancer to drive awareness and funding, supporting research, patient education, and awareness. For over 30 years, the Foundation for Women's Cancer has driven forward on our mission of research, patient education, and awareness about women's cancers, and especially the 5 GYN cancers. And we kicked off this year with a huge inspirational event as hosted by the Institute of Surgical Excellence. We hit the ground running with almost $160,000 right out of the gate. So congrats to all those that helped make that happen and helped support that kickoff event in March at the Society of Gynecologic Oncology Scientific Annual Meeting. And this year, we're going to stage our Move4Her activities with 2 live community events. Save the date, June 15th, Saturday, June 15th, midday. We are hosting a live event of Pure Barre in downtown New York at Union Square, as well as 3 locations along Long Island, and live stream distributed for anyone, everywhere to be able to participate with us. So June 15th, during Uterine Cancer Awareness Month, save the date and log in for Move4Her in Uterine Cancer Awareness Month. And as we all know, we culminate and capstone our activities during September's Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month. And this year, that's going to be, save the date, September 28th, Saturday, is a beautiful walk and run in the greenways of Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, live stream for anyone everywhere, or come out and join the party in Charlotte, North Carolina in September. And you can learn more about all of this at move4her.org. So we're here today because all of you are such an important key component of Move4Her. Local events that continue to grow and inspire all of us in your local community, and movement that resonates with your heart, with your friends, with your family, and with those around you. So it's just a beautiful moment to share and to celebrate all of you, to celebrate your success, and help us to bring others along in this journey as they are inspired to build their own local team events that are meaningful for them. So that's what we're here to do, and that's what we're here to raise awareness and raise our voices all around. So in this moment, I'm going to go ahead and pass the torch to Jess so she can get us moving, and then we'll reconvene together and pick up the conversation about how to move for her for 2024 and take it from there. So Jess?
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Gardner. Can you hear me okay? Thumbs up, you hear me?
Yep, you're good. Yep, you're good.
Great, awesome. So thank you again for the introduction. My name is Jess Schaefer, and I am an instructor with Pure Barre, also a general manager of a studio here on Long Island. It has been my absolute pleasure and an honor to be a part of a few activities now with the Move for Her campaign, now in our second year. As Dr. Gardner mentioned, June 15th, we have a fun event coming up, so hope to see you guys there. So before you finish through your meeting, I'm just going to get you guys moving a little bit. So up to you if you're comfortable and want to stay in your chair. If you want to stand up and find some space, just going to get the heart rate going and move today for more tomorrows. So stacking your palms, elbows wide, you're just going to lift your knees to your hands. So we lift through the core. Again, I'll do this standing. Feel free to do this sitting right here at your chair. Your core is what drives the knees up, making sure you're breathing, starting to get the heart rate going. You can lift your arms and keep it going. Maybe knees come up a little higher as you reach up towards the sky. We like to say during our donation classes, we're reaching to reach our goals here. Then we can add a pull down with the arms as knees continue to lift. Again, you could do this sitting down, starting to get your back muscles involved. So you squeeze the elbows behind you as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Knees still come up high. So now core and back, heart rate soaring. You add a little twist. You can go opposite elbow, opposite knee. Now you're getting your side abs, your obliques involved. Good. You take it 2 times. So 2 with the right knee and 2 with the left. Good. So nice. Keep the knees high, keep breathing. And now take it with the outside. So right knee out towards the right elbow, then switch it to the left elbow. Good. So sitting in your chair, you could still lift the knees, still engage the core, still feel the heart rate soaring. Good. Now hold it here. Take a big inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale, you let it all go. Good. Inhale. Once again, lift up. And this time, take your right hand, grab onto your left wrist, pull up to go over, finding length through your side body. Let that feel good. Let the head just hang heavy. Come up through center, switching it out. Other hand grabs the other wrist, pulling up to go over. And then as you come through center, connect your palms together, bend at the elbows, take your gaze up, feel a stretch through the triceps, open up the chest. You bring it back up, take your hands up. Lower your hands to heart center. I bet you all feel your heart rate soaring. And give it up for yourselves. Little taste of what's to come. I hope to see you guys more on June 15th.
Woo! Wow, Jess, that was awesome. I need you here every day. And I hope you're recording all of us. Some of us in skirts, you know, with the legs left. That was great.
And blazers.
Thank you guys.
Oh, that was super fun. We're so excited for June 15th with you, and just thank you so much for all you do. That was a lot of fun. So we're going to kind of get back to business here. We've got Move for Her leads that had really hosted amazing events in 2023. You can see pictures from some of just a sampling of all that went on last year. Incredible. So many different activities, car show, tennis, walks, exercise classes, skydiving, plant sales. I know this year is a new one. So lots of great ways to move for her and to get our energy going in the future of what we're here to get done. So I'm going to transition this to a dear friend and an amazing G1 oncologist, Dr. Jamie Backham-Gamez out of Mayo Clinic. She chairs the development committee for the Foundation for Women's Cancer, and she's going to hit the highlights of the impact that all of our Move4Her teams built in 2023. So Jamie, can you share the data with us? Give us the highlights.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Dr. Gardner. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone being here tonight and for all the amazing energy and teamwork and togetherness that there's been over the past several years. And as you can see on the bottom of this slide, it is only growing. And this is one metric. As we talk about the 5 gynecologic cancers, we're talking about endometrial cancer, cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, vulvar cancer, vaginal cancer. We're talking about the cancers that occur in the people that I, as a GYN oncologist, provide care for. What does the Foundation for Women's Cancer impact have, or what do we raise funds for? And they fall under essentially 3 pillars: research, education, and awareness, or public education, and advocacy when it comes to reducing. The goal obviously is to eliminate gynecologic cancers. In 2023, Move4Her began its continued evolution, and messaging about the 5 gynecologic cancers reached over 20 million people through various communications. As you can see here from the pillar standpoint, the FWC has awarded more than $11 million in grants funding, which goes to the brightest and best and emerging minds out there who are searching and working towards better detection, better treatments, better opportunities for cure of the cancers that we care for. From a pillar standpoint with advocacy, we're working on partnerships with advocacy groups to further raise awareness and improve access, especially in settings where there are underserved areas. And then from an education standpoint, FWC provides free educational courses that are attended by both survivors and providers, and resource guides to support patients, their caregivers, and our colleagues that are providing care. In 2023, as Dr. Gardner I think alluded to, we had a very successful year with raising over $577,000. That again goes to all 3 of these pillars. And actually, I think more, Ginger, you alluded to the fact that we kind of hit the ground running with the Institute for Surgical Excellence as one of the efforts thus far under Move4Her in 2024. And thus far, we are over halfway to our goal for 2024 and have raised already $363,000 plus. With that, I am very excited. Do we have one more slide? Let's see, is Lauren? Okay. With that, it is my immense pleasure to pass the baton to Jenna Pettinato, who is a passionate and just incredible leader of her own team. Woohoo is right. And Jenna, I'm going to turn the Zoom floor over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Beckham Gomez. I appreciate the opportunity to speak in this forum. I'll begin by giving you a brief statement about my situation and why I'm here. And that is because I'm an ovarian cancer survivor, thriver. I am fortunate to be a patient of Dr. Gardner's. And the reason I'm here is because after my initial treatment, chemotherapy, back in 2020, I turned to Dr. Gardner and I said, okay, how can I help? You know, the world that I live in now, you know, has a lot of darkness, and I really wanted to move forward in a positive way. How can I help? And she said, well, there happens to be this really excellent organization named the Foundation for Women's Cancer that I can, you know, tell you about. And that's how it began. And it actually really helped me on my journey forward and learning how to live with this type of cancer. And it gave me hope and lots of positivity. So I appreciated that connection, and I continue. This will be my 5th year of fundraising, and it evolved over time. It started with an email to my family and friends after registering. I composed an email just stating my story and very and being very open and honest and asking for help in with respect to financial support for this organization that involves all the female GYN cancers. And that's the way it began for me. And then as the years went on, I needed to broaden my scope because I couldn't go back to the same well of family and friends. I mean, I do at certain times, but I wanted to see how can I expand this effort. So I did an event, a tennis event, where I love the sport. I'm involved, and we went to a facility. We we arranged it, and it produced a certain amount of revenue from it. And then after that, a friend of mine who does. She's a dance instructor, and she does an end of year showcase that typically, it was a fundraiser in and of itself, and it had 2 beneficiaries. And, I asked her if the Foundation for Women's Cancer could be the 3rd. So she, was all on board. And then, the tennis club that I belonged to typically each year would do a Play for Pink. It was a member guest event, and it benefited the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And so I would appeal to everyone here on the call who, if you know of some kind of an event like a Play for Pink, to go up to the people who make those decisions. It's an easy fit, and it's an easy story, and that's actually where I'm focusing my efforts this year, because it's welcomed by the organization typically, to just share in the funds. And that is a very easy way of connecting the Foundation to Women's Cancer to fundraising monies. Okay, so that's pretty much, and so each year I try to raise more and more money. I competed with myself, and so at this point I am, my goal this year is $25,000, and I'd like to challenge anyone on this call to beat me on this goal. And I would be so thrilled to see that, honestly. And I know we can all do this together. I was also asked to share maybe my top 5 pieces of learning and advice for anyone who is interested in planning an event. And number 1 would actually be to pick an activity that you're passionate about and that you could really have fun with. A sport is kind of easy in a way, and honestly, pickleball, is everywhere, and there's such a craze. So I would highly recommend pickleball if you're thinking about attaching, a sport, to your activity where you raise money. I think there could be so much fun there. And I could see that being a really nice fit because the tennis fits very nicely. And the way we actually raise more and more money is Dr. Gardner actually came to the luncheon involved last year. And so by having a luncheon, by having, raffle items, you can really build on this type of event. It could be very small and quick, where you ask people to bring food, you have an event, and you collect money from them, and that's that. Or you can really build on it and make it a really, a full day of fundraising. Okay, so that was number 1. Number 2, I would say to plan very well and plan in advance. Be very organized. Get help from others. Don't necessarily try to take it on yourself. Or if you have some friends who are excited about this event, you could put someone in charge of marketing the event, someone in charge of collecting the funds at the door, someone in charge of maybe soliciting people to bring food. Accepting as much help is critical so that everyone can enjoy the event and that it goes smoothly. I mentioned raffle items, but soliciting companies that might, around the activity for their support to donate prizes or raffle items is a really good idea, and we've been quite successful at that. New companies that might really be happy to be affiliated with such a great cause. I think that's all good for for the tennis event. I went to like a new apparel manufacturer that was just branching out, and I said, hey, would you like to donate some things to this event? I have 150 people, and she sent me visors, wristbands, anything supporting the event. So pickleball, there's tons of things you can do there. I'm super excited about that. I think people can run with the pickleball idea. Next, to follow up with thank yous to all the people that helped, and it's something I think that's very appreciated and really necessary, because my fifth and final piece of advice is to do it again next year and make it even better, because you learn so much the first year you try something, the second year you try something, and there's always ways to kind of reinvent it, make it bigger, better, raise more money. So, and that's actually motivated me. It's how I spend a lot of my time. I've gathered friends, friends and family. They want to help. They want to do something. Let's give them something to help us with. So, I believe I probably used up a little more of my 5 minutes. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you all for listening. And I'd like to pass it on now to Dr. Eric Rios-Doria, who will share with us more about how to start and rally a Move4Her team. Thank you very much.
Hi, all. Thank you so much, Gina, for that introduction, and also for your talk. It was very inspiring to hear all of that and how you have built your Move4Her team. So hello, everybody. I just want to thank you all for allowing me to speak today. It's an honor to be here amongst leaders of the FWC and here for the lead kickoff goal. So I'd like to share a little bit more about me and why I Move4Her. My name is Eric Rios-Doria. I'm a gynecologic oncology fellow at the University of Washington in Seattle. Prior to my position here, I was at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center as a research fellow. And this was around the time where COVID was at its peak and Move4Her began its virtual platform, as we heard the history of Move4Her earlier. I became passionate overall with the field of gynecologic oncology during my obstetrics and gynecology residency in caring for patients with GYN cancers. And really through the Move4Her event, it was just a way for me to share that passion through my efforts with the FWC and with Move4Her. And so that's really what inspired me to want to get involved with it to begin with. This is now I'm going on my 5th year as well of being engaged with the FWC and Move4Her. I've been here at the University of Washington now for 2 years. And since arriving, I've really worked hard to coordinate a team fundraiser here for my institution. And I've had a lot of great success with it. From a division of gynecologic oncology standpoint, from an overall department of obstetrics and gynecology viewpoint, the Move4Her event was really a phenomenal team building opportunity. Here, oftentimes we were just so busy with our clinical lives, and sometimes that the Move4Her event really helped us. It gave us a chance to come together, both as a division and as a department, and really sort of refocus as a friendly reminder as to why we do what we do together as a team. And this is not exclusive to just the physicians in the division and department, but also our advanced practitioners that are involved with us. The residents, the students are invited to come. And this past year, we've also invited patients to join us, sort of as expanding as much as we can. So how this all started in terms of organizing is actually during my time at Memorial Sloan Kettering with Dr. Gardner, and I helped to organize the team there with the walks that we held for Move4Her. So as a division over there, we had some hiking walks and things that we did as a division. And so I brought those ideas when I came here to the University of Washington. And last year was actually our biggest year for UW, and we raised nearly $4,000 as a team overall, which we were very excited about. The year prior, it was a little over $3,000, so keeping on increasing our total fundraising amount. And we actually coordinated with our mascot for UW, which is, you see that photo there in the center of me and Dubs as the Huskies, the football team mascot, school mascot overall. And had an excellent turnout with this. The photo there all the way on the right is our team, that most of the team that was involved in the fundraising and that came out for a walk that we organized around the University of Washington School campus on a Saturday. It wasn't necessarily the date of the Move4Her event, just because of other schedule conflicts and things like that amongst team members. But we wanted to make sure that it was held in September during Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month and as close as possible to the date of the official Move4Her event. So this year, we're actually hoping to go bigger and better. So here in Seattle, we have 3 different hospital systems that are all in very close proximity. And we're uniting them, leading the charge to unite it. And we're hoping to be a Pacific Northwest outpost for Move4Her and for the FWC. So together here with the University of Washington and my institution, the Swedish Cancer Institute, which is down the road, and Virginia Mason, which are other hospitals very close to us, we've already started to make plans to have a unified effort and hopefully raise more awareness, involve more patients, get more people involved in our team walk that we are planning. So as the team lead for Move4Her during my time here in Seattle, I've engaged with my department, with my division. I've raised awareness through monthly newsletters. So that's been my main approach here. When I started these monthly newsletters, I'll prepare online. There's some websites where you can make some nice HTML newsletters. Unlayer, I think, is the website that I use. UN Layer, all one word. And it just is a nice way to format the content and the news that the advertising, I guess you can say, that I'm trying to spread. And I would do that on a monthly basis over the summer. And then when we get to September, Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month, I would be sending those out on a weekly basis until the time of our event, and really for the whole month, just to make sure that people knew about the fundraiser and could get involved with us if they would like. We also made some posters that we hung in our clinic space that got patients to come with us and join us. And we did have, as I mentioned, a few patients that joined us last year, which was really fantastic for them to come and just kind of, see their providers, their APPs, their physicians, all the team members in a different way than just in the clinic space. And we were all able to come together for this wonderful walk on a beautiful Seattle summer day, late summer day. So, other just feedback or knowledge I can share in terms of team building is really listening to those you're reaching out to. So with the newsletter, it had a far reach with many members of our department, as where it's a very large department here, overall obstetrics and gynecology, not just GYN oncology. And so it was really some great conversations in terms of feedback from people receiving the emails and from team members on how they would like to be involved with the event and also how they would like to be included. We're a diverse team, and this year again with many hospital sites that are going to be involved with a big plan team. So we're making sure, leading it, I'm making sure to listen to all the recommendations made by all our team members. As was mentioned in the prior presentation, planning all of this very well ahead of time, organizing, helping, having help from others, and delegating appropriate tasks has really helped with this. I have some really enthusiastic residents and some medical students that like to get involved. So that's really been a big help. Apart from that large event that we have, which is a team walk, you see there on the picture on the left, that's me with Dr. Gray in the middle, who's the division director of GYN oncology, and Dr. Norquist, who's one of our faculty. We were involved in a community outreach fair. And just looking for opportunities like that. That was a fair that was looking for someone from University of Washington to come and speak or have a table at their health fair. So we jumped at that opportunity and got involved. We're hoping to do more events like that as well this upcoming summer. So that's it's been exciting to see the growth of the Move4Her team efforts over the last 5 years. And looking forward to planning bigger events, raising awareness for all to hear and to know about Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month, Move4Her and the Foundation for Women's Cancer.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rios Doria. You also did so much on social media, and just both you and Jenna did stellar jobs in terms of sharing some great tips and ideas. And we are so grateful to you for helping us engage new people in our community too. So we are going to be in Seattle with Dr. Rios Doria for the SGO annual meeting, March 15th to the 17th next year. So we'll have a chance to really celebrate in 2025 when we're with you all. So my name is Holly Jabot, and I'm the Chief Development Officer for the Foundation for Women's Cancer. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody on this call and who has an interest in learning more about starting a Move4Her fundraising event. So I wanted to introduce two of my foundation colleagues, Catherine Kneebone, who you're going to hear more about. She's going to be able to help any team captains who would like to set up a giving page. Catherine, if you could say hello just quickly.
Hi, everyone. Good to be
Great.
here.
Great. So you've got a face with a name. And then our colleague, Gail O'Hara, who is the Director of Foundation and Corporate Giving for the Foundation for Women's Cancer. Gail, if you can please say hello.
Hi, everyone. Great to be here with y'all.
Terrific. So Gail, Catherine, and I are so fortunate to be working with Marissa Spivak and her colleagues who have done so much to enhance the tools that we're able to offer for current and wannabe team leads for Move4Her events. So Marissa, if you'd be kind enough to walk us through the great updates that you and your team have put together, that would be wonderful. Thanks so very much to everyone.
Thank you so much, Holly, and thank you all so much for being here. Like Holly shared, we're absolutely thrilled to be showing for the first time our fundraising toolkit. And this is just an incredible resource for all of you to help power your events. Like Holly shared, we're so excited just to enable all of you to make it as easy as possible. Both Jenna and Eric, like you said, we know as an event organizer and team lead, there's a lot of logistics to manage. There's marketing. So hopefully this will help take a little bit of the load off. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to officially walk you guys through our new toolkit. So everyone can access this toolkit by going to move4her.org, and right up here where it says fundraising toolkit, you just click on that and you can scroll down. What's incredible, everything is in an accordion style, so you can quickly access. So there's a few different categories that I'll be taking you through this evening. So the first are email templates. The second are social media templates. Then we have an image library that coordinates with those social media templates. Then we have templates for event signage as well as an invite. Then we have information here like Holly shared about creating your own event landing page. And then we have style guidelines. And last but certainly not least, a how-to guide to host your own event. And if you are a part of a company or organization that is interested in involving more of your colleagues, we've included steps here as well on how you could do that. So that's a high-level overview of everything that is included in the toolkit. But I'm going to go into a few of these just to show you how it works exactly. So first are email templates. So as Jenna mentioned, we know hearing from many team leads that email's a main way that you communicate with your communities. So we've created now a cadence of emails that you can send. So here you can see we have a template for individual fundraisers. So if you're not starting a team, but you'd like to ask your community to raise funds, we have an email for you. So the way you can access all these emails is you just click right here. And then all you got to do is roll over it, do control copy or right click, hit copy and paste it into your email. So really simple. And then you can just anything in brackets is for you to replace with your own individual information. So that's how the email template works. And like I mentioned, there's many different types of emails, and we're really excited that we'll be expanding on this on an ongoing basis. So come back throughout the Move for Her campaign season, which was kicked off at the SGO annual meeting and will culminate at the end of Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month in September. So more to come, but you know, there are already a bunch of emails here for you to leverage. Next, moving on to the social media templates. So similar to the emails, we have a lot for you to choose from. We have a sample post to launch your fundraiser, a sample post for a team lead, a post to share your progress, just to share with your community how things are going. And it's a great way to get people to continue to stay involved. A sample post to share your story, you know, since people want to hear the impact that they're having. And then a post for fundraising event posts as well. So similar to the emails, same thing, you just got to click on the little caret and copy paste. We've already included the tag to the foundation so you can include us and so we can also engage with your posts. And you can edit this as well. Something to point out is we do have an image library that corresponds with all of these posts, but we really encourage everyone, if you have your own personal photo, use that. These are meant as a backup if you don't have anything, but we really find that social content that is personal really gets the most engagement. So for instance, if you're choosing to use our template for sharing your story, if you have a photo, that will, you know, be something that would go really nicely with that post. But if you don't, that's okay too. And that's why we've provided some options for you. But we highly encourage everyone when sharing on social to use personal imagery. But these also function in a similar way. You can you just have to click here, download, save it to your phone, your computer, wherever you're posting. And you can use that image along with the copy. So there are a plethora of images here for you all to choose from. And then here at the bottom is the Move for Her logo, which you can also use along with any of your posts. So for those of you that are taking on the incredible task of hosting an event, we have new resources for you this year. We have template event signage, as well as a template invite, which is really exciting. So what we've included here are instructions on how to download the documents, how to edit them, how you can print at home or print at a store or share with your community. So all you have to do with these, same thing as press download. And then these are all editable PDF documents. So when you download them, which I won't be doing this evening, but once you download, you just can go in it and within there's a text box and then you can add in your event name, the date, the time, location, cost, and how to register. Something I want to call out, like Holly said, we are offering this year to all team leads the option to create your own event registration page. And with that comes a QR code too. So if you do choose to work with Catherine and create your own page, we highly encourage you to include that link in all of these materials, as well as the QR code, just to make it really easy for people to sign up for these events. And then last over here, we have our style guidelines here. So if you'd like to use the Move for Her, the FWC logo, we highly encourage that. This just shares some rules of the road on what to do, what not to do, where to place it, where not to change the colors, etc. If you have any questions at all, though, or unsure, please reach out to any of us on the call this evening, and we're happy to help. We're also here to support if you have any issues with the documents, downloading them, editing them. We want to make this as easy for you as possible.
That's awesome, Marissa. Do you have that landing page from Dr. Nevedunsky's event that you can just show
Yes,
everybody real
that's
quick?
coming up
It's
next.
so awesome.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. We can bring that up for everyone shortly. And then just real quick here, this is a how-to guide for hosting an event. So if you're unsure of where to start, this is a great guide that can walk you through the different steps. From choosing the activity to setting a goal, setting a date and location, spreading the word, and then following up with a thank you, which is a great tip that I know was mentioned earlier as well. And then last but not least, if you're a company or organization, we also have the steps here on how you can register as an organization through Move4Her. Just something I wanted to call out that I know we've gotten questions about. If you're a team lead or an organization, it's important to register as an individual fundraiser first. And then from there, you have the option to create or join a team. So just sharing that so everyone is aware that everyone has to join as an individual fundraiser first before they can go to that next step. So that covers it from the toolkit. Does anyone on the phone have any questions about the toolkit? Okay, great. So Lauren is going to bring up the slides again, and we can share how some of this has been put into action, like Dr. Gardner mentioned. So if you can move ahead, Lauren, to the slide with our sample page, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, this is great what you're showing here, going back one, how you can go back one slide, how you can post the event to the events calendar so that we can be promoting your event in your local area. And if there's a virtual component, broader, so that your event can be loaded into the full calendar from the foundation. And then the next slide, I think, is that event page, which is a new build out opportunity to share. Sorry, Marissa, go ahead.
Oh, no, thank you for jumping in. Yes, so just like Dr. Gardner mentioned, if you go on the Move4Her website, yes, please enter your information. It will appear on our calendar. Then we know the event's happening and we can support you. And please reach out to Catherine to create your own page. This is an incredible example where we've partnered with Dr. Nevedunsky, who's on the call today. Thank you for being here. And we were able to put together a dedicated page for her event. We have the QR code. If anyone's interested in joining some cardio tennis, you can click and use this QR code to join. But this is just an example of what is provided if you choose to create your own page.
So you pick the event, you pick the date and time, Catherine sets up the event page for you. It's amazing with a QR code. So this is great opportunity to just make local team building that much easier and accessible.
Exactly. And last but certainly not least, we want to share your success. So once you've had an incredible event, please share with us. You can upload your photos. So similarly to how you can submit your event to the calendar, you can also submit your photos online. So if you look on the Move4Her events page, there's an upload form, and you can just upload your photos, and then we'll add the photos from your event to our collage, and we'll share across our social channels as well.
Great, yes, and we like to promote you far and wide. So, you know, the more you send us some pics, the more we can tweet, Instagram, and all kinds of good stuff about you and put you on the main stage at the SGO annual meeting and So we want to really celebrate and promote you. This is the heart and soul of what we do, is to be here for our community and build community to build our future together. So please share your posts and your pictures so we can do our best to support all of you.
Fantastic.
Dr. Maxwell, you're up. Thank
Yeah.
you, Marissa. That was amazing. And just thank you for the team for making all of these available resources. Every year this gets bigger and easier and more accessible. So all of these are tools. There's a lot of veterans on the call tonight, and some new members. Welcome, welcome. And so, you know, all of this content is great to share with others that might also want to build their own teams locally and have these kind of resources at their fingertips. Larry?
Oh, super. Yeah, I will keep my comments to 5 minutes or less. I would just advocate for folks thinking of a do-it-yourself event. Think big. You know, people oftentimes the naysayers out there are the folks you're going to convince are wrong. I remember when we started the national race in Washington, D.C., I'd advocated we do a half marathon, and I had people lined up saying there's multiple reasons that we can't do it. But ultimately, our teams rallied together and we hosted an event with 3,500 runners the first time. We had, I think, close to 70 surgeons that came in from around the country to run in the half marathon. So it convinced me that nothing's impossible if you don't keep a ceiling over your head. In folks that are thinking about events, you know, they can be really small, they can be scaled up. We did this at an international level, grassroots, just literally getting on the phone, calling people and socializing the toolkit that's almost identical to what we have here with the Foundation for Women's Cancer. But in the first year, we were in 63 countries around the world. These are events with 50 people or 5,000 people. So again, you just have to rally people and get them energized and excited. I'll tell you, you know, a couple of the things that were really important is making sure that if you do one of these events, if you need permitting, check into that. You don't want to get shut down in the middle of something. You can be out of the box in conventional, you know, walks. Don't think in that myopic space. Think about, you know, we did boat races in Serbia, a boat and regalia in Argentina. We did walks that involved aligning with providers in Africa. You know, really the sky's the limit. Mountain climbing in Alaska. The key is getting people there to understand the movement, to be acquainted with the Foundation for Women's Cancer. It's also important to get physicians and their patients that have had a relationship to be there, because I can tell you the storytelling helps establish the why. This is not just having people show up to give money. We're showing up to highlight an important national problem and to actually do something about it. And I always tell my surviving patients, you're not an advocate. You know, we're going to turn you from an advocate into an activist, because activist implies you're going to make a change. You're not going to just contribute. You're going to actually be a change agent. And by showing up, you're halfway there. It's almost like surgeons. There's a couple of surgeons on the call tonight. One of the things we drill in our trainees, being a surgeon is not a spectator sport. You have got to be engaged, taking control of the situation, and you know, bringing about good outcomes. So I would say for our survivors and our advocates, you have the opportunity to be a change agent, to do something with the challenges you faced or your family members have faced, and how we can partner together with the foundation to do that. I would say a couple of logistical things. If you host an event, just make sure you got some food and water, because you oftentimes, if you don't, people will show up and then they're gone. And honestly, that seems kind of trivial, but it is pretty important. I'll tell you that we have a short suspense in putting something on because, you know, honestly, I've just gotten kind of recruited in, if you will, to host an event. And oftentimes more time for planning is better. But we are going to, and we did this about 10 years ago, we're going to do a 24-hour walk run around the White House. And so, my hope is that we get 100 people that we can stage out for 24 hours. That's what I'm going to socialize. My real hope is that I'm going to get a couple hundred people out there that we can stage. And so having people showing up, getting backdrops, getting photos, video, capture what you're doing so that we can use to promote this for next year at a national level, convincing other groups to come on board and say they're going to do their DIY. If this group can do it, I can do it. So that's where, having this toolkit is an enabler. It enables you to basically project an event that may just be homegrown, but carries with it a level of sophistication and organization that comes with the branding, the opportunities to make t-shirts, all those things that we hopefully have taken the burden out of you having to creatively develop that content yourself. So thank you for participating. I would say in addition to your events, do me one more favor. Call up a contemporary that you know that's in a different locale and challenge them to also have their event somewhere else. So we want to force multiply. We want to amplify this challenge as far and wide as we can go. So thanks for the 5 minutes. And again, thank you all for participation this evening.
Well, Larry, you're amazing, and all credit. I mean, you were the original architect of the Race to End Women's Cancer. That is the legacy event that's now Move4Her. So we just so appreciate you, your inspiration, your leadership, and all that you are to the Foundation for Women's Cancer. I'd say that our patients are activists, and yet, I mean, my patients are what has driven me to be an advocate, an activist, and it's people like Jenna Pettinato and so many others that continue to refuel my commitment to this field and to our work together as the Foundation for Women's Cancer. So hats off to our patients for being here tonight and for all that you mean to all of us. We're here for you, and we do this for you and for our work together. I would love to open it to Q&A. I'm a little worried about time. I wonder, Marissa, if you want to just shoot me like the main takeaway dates, and then I'd love for everybody to come off camera. I see a couple of numbers without names. I'd love to know who you are. Maybe we could just say a quick hello and just open it for Q&A and let that last as long as we feel comfortable. I just want to just thank you again. We've got big events coming up this year, June 15th. I believe it's 1 o'clock Eastern is the virtual live feed, live stream from anywhere and everywhere. It's also the live event at Union Square, downtown New York. All are welcome, free event. Of course, donations welcome, so share with family and friends and extended network. And at 12 o'clock that day is the multiple locations across the entire New York franchise of Pure Barre. So we're super excited for all of that activity in recognition of Uterine Cancer Awareness Month on June 15th. September's around the corner, September 28th, Charlotte, North Carolina. It's very important why we chose Charlotte, North Carolina. Our entire team comes out to Charlotte, North Carolina this September as the Society of Gynecologic Oncology and the Foundation for Women's Cancer. Our staff, our professional staff and colleagues show up for this. And we're centering this with the Allied Health Professionals meeting, which is September 27th, 28th, and 29th. So for any docs that are on the call, please encourage your allied health providers, that being your physician assistants, nurse practitioners. Of course, the allied health category of SGO is inclusive of genetic counselors, social workers, physical therapists, anybody in the space as an allied health member. So great opportunity. I think I saw Terry Earls. Terry, if you want to just have a quick shout out and say hello to everybody. Thank you and the planning committee of the SGO Allied Health meeting. Incredible 2.5 days of scientific content for our SGO Allied Health members. And so that evening on the Saturday is when the walk on the Greenway, I believe it's around 5:30 in Charlotte, North Carolina, is centered to occur. And that's when we celebrate all of the amazing success of our national presence, international presence, and all of our local team success on September 28th in the evening in Charlotte. Terry, did you want to say a quick hello if you're
Yeah, sure. Thank you
get
so
on
much.
camera? Feel free, whatever you feel good with.
Yeah, thank you so much. I was in the middle of trying to get dinner on the table, but thank you so
Oh,
much
okay.
for allowing us to partner with you. We're excited. We're already starting to formulate our teams and challenge each other to raise as much money as we can for the event. So we're looking forward to partnering with you in Charlotte.
Well, we're super excited, Terry, and I hear there might be a regional competitive nature of the Allied Health Move for Her team. So look
Yes,
out, Eric,
correct.
on
Yes,
the
so you're
Pacific Northwest. You might have a little
Yeah.
competition coming your way of the SGO Allied Health members, the largest growing membership group of the SGO. So just saying. So look out for Charlotte. Feel free to come and join us in person or virtual online and share the message. And also in September, all movements matter throughout the year, whether we're in Move for Her season or not. During September's GYN Cancer Awareness Month, we are stepping it up and we'll have a step challenge. I think we're going to have an opportunity to regroup this group together, as well as other team leads. If you have any other friends that want to host their own local teams, I think we'll be having a follow-up call approximately July 10th to hear more about the logistics of the step challenge and how you can get your smart device logged in, or how we can incorporate that into some of our team buildings, as well as this opportunity to come back together and debrief about how it's going and anything else that we can do to help and support. So I think we are opening now for question and answer. Please correct me, Holly, Gail, Lauren, Marissa, anything I missed or left out. And just again, thank you all for participating, and we can remember where to get that information on the fundraising toolkit from the Move for Her site for those resources.
I think you got it all, Dr. Gardner. Thank you so much. But if anyone has any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat. You can email Catherine again for help setting up the page. If you didn't get a chance to capture her email, it is located within the toolkit on moveforher.org. And then, yes, thank you for pulling it back up on screen.
I see Lisa there. I'm getting a little worried, Jenna. You've thrown down the gauntlet of the 25,000, and I know Lisa's experience and in the striking distance of the Charlotte area. So we'll see how this all goes down this year. This is going to be a lot of fun. You see Deborah, I don't think we've met, and Brianna, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here.
Right. Well, it looks like we hopefully did our job with the lack of questions. But thank you all again so much.
Terrific. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great night.
Yes, thanks for joining us this evening, everyone. We appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.